Hi y'all, it's me, Sel, and I'm going to talk about Dustin, aka the red flag, green flag guy. I made a video about him, about my thoughts on the matter. He got called out for promoting and sponsoring a ad for psychics, and he made a public statement about a week ago. I missed it. Like I said in my previous video, I was trying to avoid him at all costs. I wasn't trying to watch any of his videos, but I was open to the idea of him saying sorry. Um, Although I didn't think I would ever subscribe to him again, because I wouldn't know if the apology means anything or if it was one of those like obvious like trying to win back my fans kind of thing. And reading this and watching August the Ducks video, I highly recommend watching that video if you want the full post context, or just go to Dustin's page to read it. I don't feel comfortable sharing it because it's got some cussing in it, and I'm not trying to have that kind of thing on my channel. So what I'm going to do is read this part, and like I said, check out August the Ducks video on him. He reads the full post and he gives, a bit more context with the app in question. I have not downloaded it. I'm not going to download it because it goes against what I believe in, and I believe it's a scam. But you should watch that video just for full context and the full message. But I'm just going to make this video as a way to talk about my thoughts and opinions, and I'm going to read out this bit. Hey gang, my apologies for not addressing the sinner. We had to work through the yucky business side of things before I was able to say anything publicly. If you watched my most recent videos last week, you saw it included a sponsorship that a lot of folks weren't happy with. I was unaware of the brand's reputation of using AI for their product, and I also delivered the ad how I was instructed to without pushing back more than I should have. Both of these are on me. Okay, I scrolled down to the bottom half, but there was other stuff that I skipped through just for language purposes. After meeting with my team, I decided to archive the video and end the partnership. I've also directed my full-time employee, my girlfriend's brother, to heavily look into the backgrounds of every single future partnership opportunity to ensure the brand's validity and reputation. I'll be researching more carefully as well, but I just want to be as diligent as possible. There are now 3 separate groups of people who will vet everything, so this 100% will not happen again. I'm truly sorry about this, and I cannot thank you all enough for being here. I mean, if you watched August the Ducks video, again, I highly recommend it. He talked about downloading the app in question just for research purposes, and you can tell by the text messages, because he shares screenshots of him and the conversation, whatever it is called, and it was obviously made by AI, and it wasn't the issue. Like, the issue wasn't with AI in question, although that is bad if, ads and apps use AI to, make something that it's not. But the issue was that it was a psychic ad, and those are known to be scamming places, and those are known to be the kinds that target vulnerable people who are upset or going through depression and such. And Dustin made it, like, looking back on the video, because I had to rewatch it a little bit, but you wouldn't know that it was an ad because he read it out like it was just another story that he read. In my previous video, I got something wrong, but I'm gonna read this person's comment. Gonna read this comment because I got more context and I was corrected, and I thank you, Chris Johnson VA, for the correction. I'm gonna read out his comment. Oh, it's worse. He didn't say today's sponsor is. He just full on said, absolutely. I have a friend who uses Loomis. Undisclosed ads are against YouTube rules. Not only that, he now has bots flooding his comments supporting him. The reason I know they're bots is because if you check when their account was made, it's evident that they commented immediately after making their account. So, I don't know anything about YouTube bots, but I do appreciate this comment. I pinned it because I think people should know, and I got that part of my other video wrong. I do apologize. I would like to read some of the comments from the post that I think pretty much sums up what I'm saying and what August the Duck said. And these are not like all the comments, but just a handful that I chose that I think sums it up perfectly. I don't think I need to look at all the comments, but there are a good few that willingly forgave. This person's like, oh, this is so nice, when in all actuality this comes across as disingenuous and kind of clueless. This is a terrible apology. It's insane to me that apparently no one can see past the Sob Act. Dustin knew this app sucked. There's no way the AI sub just slipped past his team's view. His team's view. If Dustin just downloaded the app, he would immediately have known that it was used AI. Anyone would. He did not do enough research. He did no research. Besides that, the things Dustin did promote and know were things that people were actually upset about, like, recommending a psychic AI or not, give you advice. The episode preys on people in hard times and gives them false hope. The ego stroking that is this comments section is so sickening. I was unaware of the brand's reputation of using AI. It being a psychic app wasn't a red flag. You couldn't possibly have seen the psychic app and thought, yeah, this seems legit. If you can't see that's a red flag without having your staff look into things, then that's alarming. Another YouTuber, non-apology, lol. I'm sorry I got caught, not for what I did. Good job. This is a major red flag. Bro, this is not about AI. This is about doing an undisclosed ad and obviously a fake story for psychic app. And telling people a psychic can tell you if you should connect with your non-contact ex. It's so much more about what you said and how you did it. I'm very thankful to hear you're kind of almost taking responsibility, though this would have been a better apology if you didn't seem to be dodging the actual issue. I actually disagree. I don't think this is a real genuine apology. This is not a somewhat apology. This is just him trying to make excuses, and this is him trying to win back his fans in the saddest way possible. So I kind of have to disagree with this one person that little bit, but for the most part I think they're right. When the red flag guy doesn't see the red flags. True. This doesn't even address what people were upset about. It's really hard to see a YouTuber you've liked their entire career become the very thing that they call out. His reputation is being the guy that waves the red flag if you're being a butthole, or if you're a good person you get the green flag, and Honey Rose says he kills it. where he basically roasts you, but in like the nicest way possible. I always thought those were kind of cute and funny, but if you were a red flag, he gave you insults that were, valid. But I used to really like Dustin. I used to respect his content. I used to respect that he was someone who could make you laugh and, call out people who deserve to be called out. But he has become the very thing that he calls out. He's not genuine. This is an all acts thing for him. He is trying to gain your sympathy. He's trying to gain your trust again. This is an obvious cry for attention. And the fact that a lot of people can't even see that is kind of really disheartening to see. It makes you look very naive when you think that this apology is okay. It's not okay. He's not addressing the real issue. It's not AI. I do believe AI can be an issue, but the issue is that it's a psychic ad that preys on people who are vulnerable and suicidal and, altogether not in a good headspace. And he promotes something that can be dangerous for people. Now, again, as a Christian myself, I don't, support this kind of thing because of my faith, but I also don't support it because it's a scam. It's not real. It's not genuine. Anyone in the psychic app thing like that do not care about your feelings. They care about getting popularity. They care about money. I don't know if this ad makes you pay for anything, or you get a premium or a free account thing, but either way, I think it still benefits from someone being vulnerable and going to them because they still get viewership. They still get something out of it. But it's really hard to watch this kind of thing play out. And this is definitely something I'm going to just take as a sign. This is not someone I can trust or watch it or support for personal reasons. It's just, if he apologized and said, I did this for money, I would respect that. I would think he's still sleazy, but I would still respect it because he's being honest about his intention. I think he just did it for money. I don't know the guy. I don't know his heart, but that's my impression. But if he had just addressed the main issue instead of doing this whole AI thing, I think he would have gotten more respect. I think his apology would be more genuine. But it's just, not something I can get behind. There's been times where I see people get canceled for smaller things that I think are harsh, of people canceling them for smaller things. And there are people out there who have apologized and are genuine and have not repeated that behavior. But there are just people who just waste a second chance and shouldn't be popular like they were before. And I just think he's just one of those who's not genuine. I think he's just one of those ones that wants to be popular. Again, I don't know his heart. I don't know him personally. But this is what I'm getting. This is the impression I am getting. And unfortunately, it's not looking good. Honestly, I'm not going to be a fan of his anymore. I'm not going to watch his videos. I'm not going to ever consider watching his channel again. I said in my previous video, if he did apologize and it came across as genuine and I believed he was really sorry, then I would possibly give him a second chance. But the chances of that were kind of unlikely because the psychic thing, not only the scam, but goes against what I believe in, so it would be hard for me to just go back to support him fully 100%. It would be more of a parole kind of thing, kind of on edge, second chance kind of deal. I don't know exactly what to call it, but I said that the chances of that were slim to none, to be honest. It's a 0.001% chance that I consider being his fan again, but this proves to me that there's no change. So I'm just not going to support him. Again, I think you should watch August the Duck's video, because he did download the app, like I said, just for research purposes, and showed us screenshots of the interactions he had with the app. I'm not going to do that because, again, I'm just really against it for my belief, for just, it's not something I want to look into because I have an idea of what this app is. So, and I don't want to give them any attention more than they deserve, and I don't want to risk them getting money from me just downloading the app or just like playing with it just for research purposes. But that's all I'm going to say. God bless and bye.